Okay, here is the first page of finals packet number 2. First two questions are absolute value questions, so since we have that set up, let's look at the absolute value, which is the distance from 0. So something is 15 spaces away from 0. 15 is 15 spaces away from 0, and negative 15 is 15 spaces away from 0. So we have to set this equation up twice. 3 minus 6x equals 15, and 3 minus 6x equals negative 15. Solve both to get two answers. I'll let you guys finish up the rest of that. Taking a look at the second question, again, it's the same thing. 2 spaces away from 0, well, negative 2 and positive 2 are 2 spaces away from 0. 12 minus 4x equals negative 2, 12 minus 4x equals positive 2, and you solve for both. Now, the third one, what we do is try to eliminate variables. Let's choose one of them to eliminate. Since I have a 2, a 1, and negative 6 for x, in front of the x's, those might be the easiest. Oh, any are easy to eliminate once you just decide on it. Let's decide on x. So we're going to choose x to eliminate. You take the first two equations, 2x minus y plus 3z equals 8, and the second equation right there. And we want the x's to eliminate, so I want to combine them so the x's disappear. So let's multiply them to change them into equations that will eliminate. First one is fine. Leave it the same the way that it is. The bottom one, if we multiply by negative 2, will become negative 2x plus 12y plus 2z, and that will equal 0. So if you look closely, when you add them together, the x's will disappear. 2x minus 2x is 0. So the y's will combine to be 11. The z's will be 5. And the last number, it'll equal 8. So we combine those, and the x's disappear because we manipulated to do so. We changed the look of it, but again, we didn't change the value of it. Okay, now we do that to the first two equations. Let's do that to the second two equations. I put a star by the 11y plus 5z equals 8 because we're going to use that again later. Now look at these two equations. The x's don't cancel if we combine them, but if we manipulate the first equation, or the middle equation, we can get them to eliminate x. So we'll multiply that one by 6 to cancel out with a negative 6x. So we multiply by 6 to get that there, 6x minus 36y minus 6z equals 0. The bottom one stays the same because when you add them together, the x's will disappear. 6x minus 6x will be 0. Then you're left with 33y, or negative 33y minus 15z equal to 24. I'll put another star by that. So the two star equations we bring to the bottom, and now we try to eliminate one more of them. This one's kind of different though, because when you do try to eliminate them, when you multiply the top one by 3, you get 33y plus 15z equals 24. And in the bottom you get negative 33y minus 15z equals 24. When you combine them, they both zero out, and anything times 0 is 0. So it's 0 on the left-hand side, 48 on the right-hand side, but that can't equal, 0 does not equal 48. Therefore, we can't even go any further. This one has no solution because of that. The fourth one, we're taking a look at those two inequalities, but they're shaded in between. So we got to look at how that is. How does that become? So we take a look at the first equation, which is a linear equation, so we'll get y equals mx plus b. Begin with the end, the y-intercept, starts at positive 1. The slope, if we look at it, goes up 1 over 1 to the next point. So the slope is 1 times x. And we look at the shade, the shading is below it. So it must be y is less than 1x plus 1. So is it, if it's below the y-intercept, you put less than. If it's above the y-intercept, you put greater than. Here it's below, so you put less than. The other line is a zero slope line, so it's just y equals negative 2. And in this case, it's shaded above, so it needs to be greater than negative 2. So you find the two answers in your packet that have those two there. So the answers for these, if you're checking out the multiple choice, are one is B, 2 is D, 3 is C, and 4 is B. Okay, thank you.